this is V from a Canadian RVer. Today what we're doing in this video is we're taking a trip to Pelee Island, and we'll be taking the trip on the Pelee Islander 2. Come along and we'll show you some great scenes. Here's the Pelee Islander 2 coming in on the day before when I shot this video, and the reason I kept it in the video is I just wanted to show you how they dock, because when we left the next morning we boarded from the rear of the ship, or the aft of the ship, and you'll see right here how they swing this beautiful ship around, and they dock it with the back entrance ready to load vehicles for the next morning. So this is the way we loaded, and you'll see later on the video how we disembarked the ship. So here we are now the next morning. I've just bought my ticket, and we're ready to board. So they're allowing us to go to the actual road. Now I've just sped this up here a little bit because it was quite long to watch the video, and we're trying to save time on the video. So yeah, we're coming up now. We had a few other bicycles. So what I'm doing here in this one is I'm now going up to the second level, and this is the level that if you're sailing and the weather is not great or it's raining, but this day was absolutely gorgeous, not a cloud in the sky. And this is the main lounge area where you can sit if it's raining or if it's cold or wind. A very beautiful sitting area, a nice panoramic view from all of the windows. And now with COVID, they had some seats covered and some seats you could use to keep the social distancing. And aboard, everybody had to wear a face mask no matter where you were on the ship. So right here, what I'll be doing is going up now to the third level, or the top level, you might say, that passengers can go up to. And this was known as the red stairway, as you can tell by the color of the lights. And all the doors were very heavy, seaworthy doors. In other words, they would lock if it was raining or the waves were really bad, but very heavy doors. So this took a bit of a challenge to open it up, especially when the wind was blowing too. So now what we're doing, this is the bow of the ship, and right at the front, and we'll be getting ready to leave here in a little while. I just wanted to give you a panoramic view of the Leamington port. So all systems were a go. The radar was on, and they have two radars, a low radar and a higher radar. They were now starting to spin, so you could tell that they were getting ready to disembark. And because of a beautiful day out here today, everybody decided to sit in this area. So we'll be leaving here in the next few minutes. And here we go. We just started the bow thrusters and moving the ship off the dock. All the lines were clear. We're just spinning around here to take the nose through the rock formation here, or the breakwater. And there's a look back at the Leamington Marina, which is now going to be renamed the Lakeside Marina. And looking back at the Pelee Islander 1, the older vessel, which is docked and not used that much. So we're almost clear at the channel opening, which we're passing out into Lake Erie right now, and we'll be turning in a northwest direction. Let me tell you a little bit about the Pelee Islander 2. It's known as a ro-ro slash passenger ship, which was built in 2018, 2 years ago, and it's sailing under the Canadian flag. It can carry a capacity of 3,147 gross tonnage, and her current draft is reported to be 3.3 meters. Her height overall is 67 meters and her width is 15 meters. It can hold 399 people, 34 cars, or 16 cars and 4 tractor trailers. But of course with COVID now, they've reduced the people count to about 125, I believe. So here we are at our cruising speed of 12.5 to 13.5 knots, and another quick trip around the ship on the inside. Now what I'll be doing this time is we're going to the back of the ship. Again, coming up to one of those very heavy seaworthy doors that have all the locking latches on them. And a quick look just off to the one side. So we're now outside on the upper deck, heading to the aft of the ship. And there's seating, of course, on both sides, as it was a gorgeous day. A lot of people were sitting outside. And we're still making our way to the aft of the ship. right here you can see the backwash coming off the two propellers that the Pelee Islander 2 has, and just a panoramic look around the beautiful Lake Erie. Now right here what you'll see as you're going across, first thing in the morning, there's a lot of fishing vessels, I guess you might call them, and you can barely see the boys with they're trolling the net. So here we're coming in now to Pelee Island. This is the port, which is on the northwest corner. And I'll speed up the video here a little bit just to take us in a little faster. And you'll see how we dock in the port. And because we loaded from the back of the vessel, now we'll be disembarking from the front of the vessel. And let's keep watching, and you'll see how they swing it around in here and dock, so giving an opportunity for everybody to disembark. Now what's very unique with this vessel, as you can see the nose, it comes right up, allowing the gangway to allow vehicles to leave from the front. And this is where it makes this vessel very unique, that you can load from both sides and you drive off in one direction. So here we are, we're on the island, we disembarked, everything was great. And we started riding along, going to the south roadway that takes you all around the island. It's around 28 kilometers all the way around, which has fabulous wineries and just basically a lot of summer cottages and homes. Now, people do live here all year round, from what I understand. Now what I've done here is I've sped up the video a little bit just to take us farther on down the road, trying to keep the video to at least 30 to 35 minutes. And so we've sped up the video a few places, and you'll notice that we're not moving that quickly, we're just a much faster video, like right there. Here is a very unique area that I saw, and this is called Stone Man, that I guess the residents of the island all put together, and it looks really cool. They had a very big one in the middle and a lot of little ones all the way around it, so I had to stop and just take a video of this area. Looked very unique, very cool. So back on the road and still traveling in a southerly direction. Sped up the video here a little bit just to get us a little farther on down the road. So a lot of cottages, a lot of homes, and here you can see that there were some people building a new home right on the waterway or on the beach area. And there wasn't really a lot of cars from the total time I was on the island. And of course, I only went to Lighthouse Point, which is about 22 miles round trip. I didn't want to go any farther. It was quite a challenge to make that distance. Now, what I did see here, this was a marina or some kind of a dock that I don't know if they're using it anymore, but the marina didn't have very many boats in it. And this was one of the first beaches I saw. But I decided just to go out right to the tip here and investigate to see what's there. There was a few boats docked in the bay area, past the breakwater here. And what I could see right at the end here, there was some kind of a loading pier or a dock that probably an older vessel came in and docked here. But it was quite remote. There was not a lot of boats or in the marina at all. So I thought, well, this is cool, a nice trip out to the point here. So we're back on the road, riding towards Lighthouse Point. As I was riding, one thing that caught my attention here is how beautiful the waters look. And this was Pelee Island Public School. And I thought it was really cool to show you some picture of this. And this is Canada's most southern public school, which I thought was really cool. All along the way there was beautiful little lighthouses, and I guess people would put them on the beach. So here we are finally at the Pelee Island Lighthouse, and you can park way down where the parking is, and then you start walking up. And there's a lot of marshlands and a lot of wetlands in this area, so it was quite a challenge to go this way. But what it was is that you have to go along this wooden boardwalk that takes you out into the beach through all this marsh area. And it was very, very nice to walk on it. It was quite solid. It didn't move. But you can see how rustic everything was left and in its natural state, even when they did put in this wooden walkway. Let's keep watching. Coming up to a very sharp right-hand turn. And you see on the other side all the lily pads and the wetlands. So that's it for the boardwalk right now. And what you do is you just keep on the path here and a little more distance, and it will take you out to the beach area. They do warn you about the lighthouse area, that there's been some storms in the past which washed away a lot of the land area, you might say, around it. There was a lot of wood debris and of course the stones or the big rocks they put there. So here we are. This is now on the beach, and still keep walking towards the lighthouse. What I thought, this tree here had a very unique root and reminded me of an elephant's foot. I thought that was so cool. Another quick look at the beautiful Lake Erie. Beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky, not a lot of waves. So I've just sped up the video here just a little bit to take us a little closer to the lighthouse. And we're just now starting to get the glimpse of the lighthouse at the end of the beach. Another look around on Lake Erie, and getting a little closer now to the lighthouse. Now we veer a little bit to the left and have to go through this little rough area that's pretty well a walkway, I guess, through this clump of trees. So here you are, made it right to the tip, and you can see where all the rock formation is, where some of the wood has washed up, I guess, through various storms. But you can see where they stabilized it with great big wooden trees or whatever they are, but you can see how they've decayed through time. And here's a look at the lighthouse looking straight up, and of course its stable points are quite worn. So again, going back, again, the wooden boardwalk, and I've sped up the video here just to take us back a little sooner, a little quicker. But very beautiful area, a lot of wetlands, a lot of bog, marsh, and a lot of algae because it was so warm this summer, and it was really, really nice to experience all this, and quite cool here in amongst all this shrubbery. So just leaving the area again, we're back on the road, and now starting to head back to the marina to get our 4 o'clock ferry ride back to Leamington, Ontario. And of course I've sped up the video to take us back a little sooner, so we're not using up time on the clips. So here we are, the Pelee Islander 2 is now coming in to port, as we saw earlier when we were aboard the ship. But I just wanted to show you this. Now I'm going to speed it up again so you get another perspective of how it docks from the ground point of view, or being on the shore and seeing this beautiful vessel come in. As they get closer and closer to the front, the nose, of course, goes up, and now you can see a real good picture of how that works. And it's amazing how fast and how accurate they bring it in. Now, don't forget, the video has been sped up to save time, but they do such a nice job of this and take it in every time. So once again, we're now going up to the observation deck, or the outside deck. Another big heavy door to open here, and you can see where I have a bit of a challenge trying to get it unlocked and push it open because it's so heavy. Here's another perspective of being on the vessel now, and we're still docked when you saw it come in with the nose up. And we're just getting ready to leave here in the next few minutes. I believe a few more cars were loading, and here we go. The nose was down, we backed off, and we started our descent back to Leamington, the port of Leamington. again sped up the video just to give you another perspective of how fast. We're not moving this fast, just the video is moving a little quicker so we can save time on the clip. So we're across Lake Erie, right back to the port of Leamington, and now we're just starting our docking procedures as we spin around. And as the beginning of this video, you saw how the Pelee Islander 2 comes in and spins around for the ability to unload off the back, and we're going to be doing exactly the same thing right now. So again, the video has been sped up a little bit. And there's the Pelee Islander 1, there's the Leamington Marina, and unfortunately it's very quick, so we panned everything. Now, right here, you'll start to see where we're going to be spinning the ship around and bringing the aft back in for unloading all of the vehicles and the passengers. So another look back at the Leamington Marina, and we'll start swinging around here very, very soon. Another look at the Pelee Islander 1. The video is sped up very slight just to save a bit of time on the video, but we're still coming in just a little faster than what you can see here because of the faster video. We're now starting our spin, as you can see the nose turning around as it starts to face out into the lake. And you can just see the ramp in the distance right in the middle of the video. Now the bow thrusters are firing to slow our contact point on the pier, and everybody's ready to receive the tie-down lines. And their tie-down lines are not of a fabric rope, they're of a stainless steel rope. And you can see the deckhand will put it on the tie-down point. He'll walk to the middle of the ship, do exactly the same thing again, pull out the stainless steel rope and put it around the mooring point, and we're almost there. Just a soft and gentle contact and we're docked. Now what they want most passengers to do, walk on or bike or whatever, is not to come down to this area until they remove all of the cars and trucks and whatever else they have in the hold here. But I had permission to come down and just stand to one side, and I thought you might like to see how they unload all the vehicles. Now we had a lot of cars aboard. We had some trucks. We had an RV rental camper from CanadaRents.com, and you can see how the dirt is on the back of a lot of the cars. I guess they were driving around the island and some of those roads were quite rough, and would kick up a lot of dust. So we're getting there. A few more cars to pull off, and then we have our RV rental, our Class C, to get ready to drive off. And one of the last vehicles to come off is our delivery truck that delivered material to the island as people are building homes and everything else there. So it was his turn to go off. So this is V from a Canadian RVer. We hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, as it helps our channel grow. And don't forget to hit the bell button. As we produce new videos, you'll be notified when we do that. Hope you've enjoyed the video. This is V from a Canadian RVer. We will see you in the next video.